to the property news here on Magic Bricks, now India's first property channel. I'm Krishna Kumar. Let's take a look at the top stories that we're tracking. It's a big Magic Bricks Now impact. We demanded the government to come up with an immediate solution for Mumbai's traffic nightmare. And now we break the news first right here on Magic Bricks Now. As an extreme measure to solve the traffic problem in Maximum City, the government plans to implement the odd-even formula in the first week of August. We bring you some exclusive details on the show. Our relentless campaign against project delays yields results. The Maharashtra police finally takes project delays seriously. The DGP of Maharashtra has issued a circular encouraging customers to file FIRs against errant developers. Legal experts say this is an instruction to police stations to take FIRs more seriously. The National Highways Authority has begun working on the Dwarka Expressway. Magic Bricks Now has been pushing the government to get the project started. We spoke to NHAI Chief General Manager BK Singla. NHAI says the government is working proactively, but residents will have to wait longer for a road to their home. Straight to our mega exclusive. Mumbai may soon have the odd and even rule to handle traffic. That's right. In our relentless campaign against traffic in Mumbai, where citizens have been trapped on the roads for several hours in traffic, we demanded the state government and the BMC work out an immediate solution for the mess. BMC has recommended the odd-even rule in Mumbai as the solution to the traffic problems of Maximum City. The BMC has sent this proposal to the state government for a final approval, and my colleague Disha Shah gets us this exclusive report. Take a look.
In a move to keep a check on the rising air pollution and to curb vehicular traffic in the city of Mumbai, the civic body BMC has suggested to implement the odd-even scheme in the financial capital. Remember, this rule already exists in the Delhi region. In fact, officials also tell Magic Bricks Now that it has already sent a proposal to the state government after taking suggestions from various stakeholders like the MMRDA and the traffic police. So how will this work if this rule gets implemented on ground? Firstly, this rule will define which car you can drive on a particular date. For instance, on even date, only cars with license plates ending with an even number will be permitted, and on an odd date, cars only with license plates ending with an odd number will be permitted on ground, which means that odd and even cars will have to ply alternate days. Secondly, officials also tell Magic Bricks Now that one of the suggestions it has put forth to the state government is that this is not this rule is applicable only on the private-owned 4 vehicles and not on the public transport, which is the auto rickshaws, the taxis, the buses. This rule is not applicable to those public transport. In fact, they also tell Magic Bricks Now that this rule will be effective throughout the whole week from 8 a.m. in the morning to 10 p.m. in the night, and whoever violates this rule will be penalized with a heavy fine of 3,000 rupees. Officials also tell Magic Bricks Now that emergency vehicles like the PCR vans, the fire tenders, the ambulances, even school buses are exempted from this rule, and even women who are driving from one particular place to another are exempted from this rule, as they can drive on any particular day and a date. In fact, lastly, officials also tell Magic Bricks Now that it has already sent a proposal to the state government and it is expecting the final nod in a week, 10 days time. If this gets approved, BMC officials tell Magic Bricks Now that this could be implemented in the first week of August this year. This is Disha Shah from Magic Bricks Now.
Now, we need a more proactive civic body, and that's the word coming in from Milit Bharambe, Joint Commissioner of Police Traffic in Mumbai. In an exclusive conversation with my colleague Aishwarya Paliwal, she asked him if the Mumbai Traffic Police is ready to implement the government's odd-even rule in the city. Listen in.
After the onset of monsoon, there are certainly some traffic jams in certain parts of Mumbai city. Especially in the evening times, the returning traffic on Western Express Highway is quite heavy. In rainy season, the visibility is less, the downpour sometimes is very heavy. There is water clogging on the last lane of the main roads, and the chances of vehicle breakdowns are also very high. And the road surface at some points, they really go very bad, resulting into some good craters or potholes. This actually, cumulative effect of all this is slowdown in the speed of vehicles, which reach to a critical point, and then the traffic jam starts building up very heavily.
Anything that can be done to smoothen out the process a little bit? Is there anything that can be done so that the next monsoons people do not face this problem?
I would say there are certain engineering issues like having good road surface so that the potholes are not created. Secondly, the drainage system, if that can be improved, which the developmental agencies are doing all the time, the water logging would not be there. And especially talking about the Western Express Highway is the creation of an alternative to that express highway, which I understand would be coming somewhere in 2019 onwards, are the different phases of metro projects, which will be parallel to the Western Express Highway and the linking road. Which would definitely reduce the burden of traffic on the Western Express Highway because of a more carrying capacity of public in the metro.
We do see a lot of traffic jam happening, especially since it's monsoon. So accordingly, do we increase the number of personnel on roads?
Mumbai traffic, like any other traffic department, has a limitation of manpower, but we are supplemented by around 400 traffic wardens, which are sponsored by corporates and some organizations and ALMs. We do take their help in regulation of traffic. So I would say around 2,000 people are manning the streets of Mumbai.
Now, Magic Bricks now exclusively learned that odd and even, the authorities are looking at implementing odd and even that was implemented in Delhi, in Mumbai as well. So, do you think that is the solution to some of the traffic woes that Mumbai is facing?
Odd and even formula is tried in Delhi, but not yet in Mumbai. Especially for the shortfall of alternative public transport system. I guess once the metro line starts and our public transport system grows more robust, then we can certainly play with that idea.
But currently, you don't think if they implement it as it is, it will be of great help for the citizens of Mumbai?
It will cause a lot of inconvenience to most of the Mumbaikars.
And to get a better perspective, we're now being joined live on the phone line by activist Rishi Agarwal. Rishi, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the Property News on Magic Bricks. Now, we were just talking about Mumbai and the state at which it is in at this time in the monsoons. Now we have a brand new piece of news, odd even rule to come to maximum city Mumbai. I wanted to understand, Rishi, what do you think about this latest development? Do you think, based on our experience of odd even in New Delhi, it will work for Mumbai?
No, firstly, I think odd even is not an effective solution.
Okay.
And I don't think in Delhi also it proved to be a very effective solution. And in the current state in which Mumbai is right now, I don't think it will help at all. And I think unless we don't augment our public transport system by an order of magnitude, we shouldn't even think in terms of implementing odd even.
Rishi, is that the only option to curb vehicular traffic in a city? Tell us, what else should the BMC consider to ease out the traffic nightmare that the city finds itself?
So I think part of the reason for the traffic really is the bad condition of roads in certain sections, which is really slowing down traffic badly. So it's not just a number of vehicles on the road. And I'm made to believe that there are enough technologies to even during monsoons repair these kind of patches. So I think that should be really the first priority, that some of these bad patches are repaired at the earliest.
All right, Rishi, we will let it go at that. Rishi Agarwal, activist, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the Property News on Magic Bricks Now. We also caught up with Mumbaikars to find out if they are happy with the government's odd even solution for the city. Take a look at what they had to say.
मुंबई में यहाँ पे ऑड इवन चलना चाहिए क्योंकि सब जन ट्रैफिक हो गया है, चलने का प्रॉब्लम है, तो यहाँ पे ऐसा होना चाहिए कि सब अच्छा होएगा तो अच्छा ही है, सबके लिए अच्छा होएगा, बॉम्बे के लिए अच्छा होएगा, महाराष्ट्र में रहेगा, आजकल बहुत ट्रैफिक भी हो रहा है, तो सब होएगा और इसमें चलेगा तो अच्छा है।
मुझे नहीं लगता है कि ऑड इवन आपका यहाँ सक्सेस हो, क्योंकि ऑड इवन बॉम्बे के अंदर पॉपुलेशन के हिसाब से नहीं बराबर है और मेरे हिसाब से तो नहीं होना चाहिए।
मुझे तो नहीं लगता ये मुंबई में पॉसिबल है करके, क्योंकि मुंबई में ऑलरेडी इतना ट्रैफिक और गाड़ी का रश है, उसके ही मुताबिक देखा जाए तो ये पॉसिबल नहीं हो सकता है ये डेट्स के हिसाब से गाड़ी का ट्रैफिक का ये होना, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी एक्चुअली रोड का ही अपना पोजीशन इतना अच्छा नहीं है कि ट्रैफिक उस वैसे ही कंट्रोल नहीं होता है, तो ये डेट के हिसाब से कैसा कंट्रोल होएगा।
I think it should work because we have very good infrastructure for public transport. We have very good trains, we got very good BST network. So I think people will be encouraged to stop their car taking and all that. So I think it should work with our city also.
So as I was saying, Delhi was the first state to successfully implement the odd-even scheme, and the government was quick to announce that they have successfully decongested Delhi roads. But we here at Magic Bricks now did a check on the situation on the ground after the odd-even scheme has been implemented. Here's a look at what we found.
ट्रैफिक की बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम है, ट्रैफिक जाम भी रहता है इधर और रोज़ की है ये प्रॉब्लम। बारिश वगैरह होने पर तो और भी बुरा हाल हो जाता है, पानी भर जाता है जगह जगह और उसकी वजह से ट्रैफिक जाम बहुत ज़्यादा होता है। जो रास्ता 1 घंटे का होगा उसमें 1.5-2 घंटे तक भी लगते हैं।
Too bad after rainy condition. As you see, this road is so far clear, but in our area, Mahavir Enclave, water has been collected in the roads and to red light. Too jam is there.
ट्रैफिक का बड़ा बुरा हाल है, बस के लिए आजकल बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है। ट्रैफिक इतना है, गाड़ियों का है, हर रेड लाइट पर देखिए 1 घंटे का सफ़र आप 2.5 घंटे में आप सफ़र, कभी कभी संडे को आजकल है, पर ऑड इवन जो था दैट इज गुड।
बारिश वगैरह होने के बाद
हाँ, बारिश के बाद तो हो ही जाता है नॉर्मली ट्रैफिक में।
Keeping it with the National Capital Region, the wait for the Dwarka Expressway gets longer as we continue our pursuit to get work started on the project, which is kept in the cold storage for over 8 years. NHAI has confirmed to Magic Bricks now that despite a proactive government, the wait for the project to begin will be longer. Our correspondent Deepa Rana caught up with the Chief General Manager, Dr. B.S. Singla, to find out the progress which NHAI has made so far. Listen in.
No deadline can be given, but one thing I can assure you that we will prepare the DPR within 2 months. After that, land acquisition process will take place. When the land acquisition that is not in our hand, there are so many formalities which has to be completed by the Delhi government especially. After the land acquisition, we will take up this project.
What is the biggest problem that you are facing?
The major problem is the land acquisition. And secondly, we have to take the consent from DDA. DDA has not given consent so far for the construction of this expressway on UER 2. They are proposing some other route which is passing on the buildings on UER 1, which is not feasible. We have given them 2 letters, but still they have not given their consent so far.
So finally we can expect after the DPR is made in about 3 months time the construction to start?
I cannot commit that because land acquisition takes time. It may take 6-7 months even for land acquisition, but the Delhi government, if fast that process, it can be taken earlier.
It's a big win for home buyers as the Maharashtra police has taken note of Magic Bricks Now's relentless campaign against project delays. On Magic Bricks Now, we have been constantly highlighting how home buyers were not taken seriously by the police. Several buyers told us that when they approached the police, they were turned away. But now, finally, the Maharashtra police has taken project delays seriously. The DGP of Maharashtra has in fact issued a circular asking all police stations across Maharashtra to take project delays seriously. We have Ruchi Deshpande getting us all the details from Pune. Take a look.
in a move that spells relief for all those consumers across the state of Maharashtra. The Maharashtra State Police Department has now issued a circular that states that all the state police, any police station across the state of Maharashtra, will have to register a complaint against either errant builders or those who violate building norms or those who are accused of project delays. Now, what this means is that if you are a consumer and if you have a complaint related to, say, a builder not delivering projects on time, or the fact that he's errant, or the fact that he has violated some building norms, then you can go to any police station in Maharashtra where they will have to register your complaint as a cognizable offence and then take action accordingly. Now, note that you as a consumer could also go ahead before and then go ahead approach the police, file an FIR, but you weren't encouraged to do so. In fact, the major complaints that most of these consumers had against, say, even the economic offences wing of the state was the fact that these complaints against errant developers were taken very lightly, and that it would take years for them to approach to get their turn or justice served in either the consumer court or the civil court. But now this will not be the case, as any violation of provisions under MOFA or MRTP, that is Maharashtra Ownership Flats Act, as well as the Maharashtra Regional Town Planning Authority, any violation of these provisions under these acts will now count as a cognizable offence, and this action will be taken accordingly by the Maharashtra Police.
Now, we caught up with Avikshit Moral of Juris Corp, and he gave us his take on how the circular will impact both home buyers and developers. Take a look.
So effectively what happens is, this is a enabling circular of section 13 of MOFA. Now, it is not that this circular has for the first time brought about this criminal provision under MOFA. MOFA under section 13 always had a provision where it says that if you have done breach of section 3, 4 and 5, you are entitled, or you may be criminally prosecuted. Now, the problem that we have faced historically is, whenever someone approaches a police station or the authorities, the view that is generally given to them that this is more of a civil issue, and hence it should be dealt in a civil courts. Now, effectively by issue of this circular, what will happen is, we will get the means to approach the police department, and they will be now under obligation to take action. My only worry is that I hope this doesn't end up being misused or as an alternate tool to, for a remedy. I am sure that if it is properly used, and if there is implication and implementation of this circular, then this will be used, as in it will be very helpful for all the prospective buyers and people who are already in a soup. But the main question is, what remains to be seen is whether this will be used properly, number one, and whether there will be effective implementation of these provisions. This is not a law. This circular is not a law, but this is just a direction given by the concerned authority to the departments and the police stations. So effectively, any prosecution that will happen under the relevant laws. So there is, although yes, I agree with the point that has been made that delays are at times caused because of delay at the department level, which is the municipal department. But then prosecution will not happen under this circular. So prosecution will effectively happen under the provisions of the Act. So there is nothing to worry that I see as far as this circular is concerned.
In fact, we have Mr. Rohit Gera of Gera Developers joining us here on the Property News on Magic Bricks. Now, Mr. Gera, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us over here. The DGP Maharashtra has sent out a circular creating a special cell for aggrieved home buyers to file FIRs against developers who did not deliver homes on time. You tell us, what exactly is CREDA's response to the move?
One thing which we need to first acknowledge is that there are a lot of customers and consumers who are extremely aggrieved because of a lack of possession and a delay and defaults on account of a number of developers. So I think we should first, and we do certainly accept and acknowledge that that problem does exist. The concerns that we have at a developer association level, at a CREDA level, are that this shouldn't become a situation where any random person can go and make a complaint and it becomes one more opportunity for blackmail and corruption. Our big concern is that. Our concern is the fact that the legal matters pertaining to real estate have a lot of technical nuances involved with them, and therefore need to be addressed and studied by somebody who has all the technical capability and competence. When you compound this with the situation in the current mood and sentiment which is anti-developer, and you look at all the media coverage, our huge concern is what happens to the reputation of any developer where a complaint or an FIR is lodged, one of the decisions that we've taken is that we're willing to offer the expertise of CRIDI and put together a special team which will be happy to work in conjunction with the police, where as and when if they get a complaint, we are happy to provide them technical input and technical expertise so that they can then take a decision which then fits in within the framework of the law, taking into account all the different parameters.
Mr. Gera, we've had complaints from buyers who tell us that the police is reluctant to file FIRs against developers. Do you expect that to now change at least?
Well, I think a direction from the top certainly will get people down the line to follow those orders. I do believe that there is a bit of a confusion, and rightly so, that not all issues come under the purview of a criminal action which needs an FIR to be lodged in that situation. There are clearly some situations which require going to the civil process, and as such I think that the police thus far, if they're following the approach of saying, look, there are courts, there are consumer forums to deal with this, that's what's probably been followed so far. And so our hope is only that as we go forward, we don't have an overzealousness that takes place where civil issues are also then being adjudicated in this manner.
All right, Mr. Gera, one last thing before we let you go. Tell us, according to you, this circular, can it have the potential to discourage fly-by-night fringe players in the real estate market?
Well, I don't think it's just this circular that will discourage fly-by-night operators. I think the introduction of RERA, which we are now saying that it needs to come in sooner rather than later, because we all know that, look, the law is in place. Let's get those rules done so that everybody can start following it. So I think RERA, for implementing the law, and all these things that are taking place will certainly help clean up the industry. Look, here's the interesting thing. The MOFA clauses which are being quoted in this current circular are being quoted now. MOFA is a law which has been in existence for over 50 years. So I think the tide has turned. I think that the entire establishment is all, and the industry is now very clear about improving standards for the home buyer. And I think we'll definitely see a sea change in the next 6 to 12 months.
All right, Mr. Gera, I'm afraid we have to let it go at that. Mr. Rohit Gera of Gera Developments, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on the Property News and Magic Bricks Now. And with that, we've completely run out of time here on this edition of the Property News on Magic Bricks Now. It's a wrap over here. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magic Bricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.